Hello everyone, welcome to how to solve this very nice radical equation x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 2 divided by x cubed plus 4 equal to square root of x cubed plus 3. Our job is to find all possible values of x such that x is a real number. So let's start. We can rewrite this numerator as x cubed plus 3x squared. This 4x can be written as plus 3 times x plus x, and this 2 can be written as plus 1 plus 1 divided by this denominator can be written as x cubed plus 3 plus 1 equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. Next, this numerator can be written as x cubed plus 3x squared is same as 3 times x squared times 1 plus this 3x can be written as 3 times x times 1 squared plus this 1 can be written as 1 cubed plus this remaining x and this remaining plus 1 x plus 1 divided by x cubed plus 3 plus 1 equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. Now by using this algebraic identity, a cubed plus 3 times a squared b plus 3 times ab squared plus b cubed equal to a plus b whole cubed. This x cubed plus 3 times x squared times 1 plus 3 times x squared times 1 squared plus 1 cubed will become x plus 1 whole cubed plus x plus 1 divided by x cubed plus 3 plus 1 equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. Now we suppose that let u is equal to x plus 1 and v is equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. If we square both sides, this implies that v squared equal to x cubed plus 3. Apply this substitution, the equation will become u cubed plus u divided by v squared plus 1 equal to v. Multiply both sides by v squared plus 1. This implies that u cubed plus u equal to v times v squared plus 1. Further simplify, this will become u cubed plus u equal to v cubed plus v. Move these two terms to the left hand side, the equation will become u cubed minus v cubed plus u minus v equal to 0. This u cubed minus v cubed can be factorized as u minus v times u squared plus u times v plus v squared, and from these two terms we can factor out plus 1. In bracket left u minus v equal to 0. As you can see, this expression u minus v is a common factor, so we factor out this u minus v, and in bracket left u squared plus u times v plus v squared plus 1 equal to 0. Either this expression u minus v equal to 0 or this second factor u squared plus u times v plus v squared plus 1 equal to 0. From this expression we prove that this left hand side can never be equal to 0. So we make here a perfect square. We can rewrite this expression as u squared plus 2 times u times v over 2. To complete the square, we add here v over 2 whole squared plus this v squared. Since we have added v over 2 whole squared, so we subtract v squared over 4. This plus 1 remains same, plus 1 equal to 0. By using this algebraic identity, a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared equal to a plus b whole squared. This u squared plus 2 times u times v over 2 plus v over 2 squared will become u plus v over 2 whole squared, and can write the denominator of this v squared 1 and take LCM of 1 and 4. LCM of 1 and 4 is 4, so 4 times v squared 4v squared minus this v squared plus 1 equal to 0. Further simplify, this will become u plus v over 2 whole squared plus 4v squared minus 1v squared will become 3 times v squared divided by 4 plus 1 equal to 0. Now this u plus v over 2 whole squared is always greater than or equal to 0, and this 3v squared over 4 is also always greater than or equal to 0. It means that this whole left hand side is always greater than or equal to 1. The left hand side is always greater than or equal to 1 and can never be equal to 0. It means that no real solution is possible from this case. So we move on to this case when u minus v equal to 0. If we move this negative v to the right hand side, this implies that u is equal to v. Now recall that we have supposed that u is equal to x plus 1 and v is equal to root x cubed plus 3. We have supposed that u is equal to x plus 1 and v is equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. Since u is equal to v, so the equation will become x plus 1 equal to the square root of x cubed plus 3. Since x cubed plus 3 must be greater than or equal to 0, this x plus 1 must also be greater than or equal to 0. X plus 1 must be greater than or equal to 0. This implies that x must be greater than or equal to negative 1. Now we square both sides of this equation. This will become x plus 1 whole squared equal to square root of x cubed plus 3 whole squared. This square will be cancelled out with the square root, and we expand this x plus 1 whole squared. This will become x squared plus 2 times x plus 1 equal to, at right hand side we are left with x cubed plus 3. Move these three terms to the right hand side. The equation will become x cubed minus x squared minus 2 times x plus 3 minus 1 equal to 0. Further simplify, this will become x cubed minus x squared minus 2 times x. 3 minus 1 is plus 2 equal to 0. From these two terms, x cubed minus x squared, we can factor out x squared. In bracket left x minus 1. And from these two terms we can factor out negative 2. In bracket left x minus 1 equal to 0. As you can see, this expression x minus 1 is a common factor, so we factor out this x minus 1, and in bracket left x squared minus 2 equal to 0. Either this expression x minus 1 equal to 0, or this is second factor x squared minus 2 equal to 0. From this equation x will be equal to 1, and from this equation move this negative 2 to the right hand side. This will become x squared equal to 2, and we take square root of both sides. So this square and this square root cancelled out. This will become x is equal to plus minus root 2. Means that x is equal to root 2, or x is equal to negative root 2. Now, as we proved earlier that x must be greater than or equal to negative 1. As we proved that x must be greater than or equal to negative 1. This negative root 2 is less than negative 1. So this will be rejected. And we get two solutions for this equation. This is first and this is second. Both are real solutions, 1 and root 2.